guys, it's me again. 3 videos in one day. That's just ridiculous, isn't it? It's unbelievable. So anyway, I actually meant to shoot this video. I did shoot part of this video off the laptop a couple of weeks ago when I was doing this project. And when I went to transfer the files onto an SD card, the card was corrupted, and I wound up screwing up the footage I had. So I just released the Celestron motor focuser video, and this was where I wanted to show the curve and how it performed, but unfortunately that didn't happen. So video I'm working on tonight, as I'm doing this, I'm actually shooting, so hopefully that will work out. I did do some screen recording on that, especially doing the curves, so hopefully we'll be able to get to see that. So a couple of weeks ago, I decided to work on a sharpless object, kind of branching out away from the norm. I wanted to start doing things that haven't been done a million times over by everybody and their brother. So I started looking at some more sharpless objects that are not as normal. And one of the things I've started to see is the sharpless objects either are extremely dim or they're really big. And SH2-108, Sharpless 108, is a rather large target. So I wound up having to do a mosaic. And this is the second time I've tried a mosaic. The first time I tried to do it with a refractor. Took too long, and I really didn't like the way everything looked on it. So I wanted to take a stab at it with the Roswell, because of course being F2, you can get a lot more data in a lot less time. So this wound up spanning over 2 nights. This was the first panel of the mosaic, and I was shooting 5-minute subs with 14 subs per panel, so a total of 56 subs in its entirety. And the individual subs looked really thin, a lot thinner than I thought it was going to be for F2 at 5 minutes. But the stack looked really, really good. So this was the first panel, 1 sub for the first panel. This was the second panel, 1 sub. And you still see a little bit of nebulosity over here, not a lot. This was the third panel, single shot again. Again, a little bit in here. And then this was the fourth panel that was shot. So didn't know how much I really had here until I actually stacked it, and which was unbelievably easy to stitch it together and process it here in APP. And maybe one day I'll do another video on mosaics and how to process them in APP, because I think it's definitely worthwhile. So when I got everything put together, this is what I wound up with. If I pop up here, there we go. It's a rather large FITS file I'm just trying to bring in. But so this is what I had with the camera. Of course, I'm shooting an ASI 183 MC Pro with an L-enhanced filter on it, which brings it basically into this color. So a little bit of oxygen, a lot of HA, and of course you get this reddish color to it, which is pretty obvious. That's what you're going to get. Now this is I haven't done any calibrations on this particular FITS file. I worked through it earlier and have all those files as well, but I'm sure you don't want to see every one of those. But you can see the panels here. This is the top of the first panel. Excuse me. Well, this is actually the first panel right here, and it comes down. You can see the little bit edge of it there. So that was panel 1. This was panel 2 here, and then I dropped down for panel 3. And then finally panel 4. So there's the 4 panels. So again, 5-minute subs, 14 subs per panel, 56 total. My star was blown out a little bit. Of course, it's the brightest thing there, so I was well into the well, so to speak. So I kind of blew it out, but it didn't look that bad. Honestly, I didn't think it looked that bad. Of course, I had my diffraction spikes because of the cables running out of the front, but I think they did okay. And honestly, I liked the diffraction spikes What I don't like is the reflection that you get on the corrector plate. That I wish I could do a little bit something with, but you know what? Honestly, I think it works in this particular case. It doesn't look that bad. But I'm not a big fan of just straight HA coloring, with a little bit of oxygen here and there. So what I wound up doing after, of course, I cropped it, got rid of my stacking artifacts here, but then I ran into removing the light pollution on it, calibrating the background. I then calibrated for the star colors, which if you're shooting with an L-enhanced filter, you're basically just going to convert them to be white. You're not really going to get star color out of it. I could have removed that filter and shot just some standard one-shot color RGB and then stacked it with that, and probably would have looked okay. But yeah, I didn't do that. So what I did wind up doing when everything was done is I tweaked my colors a little bit and denoised it in PixInsight, and I wound up coming up with this shot, which I liked a lot better. I was able to get more oranges in here along with some deeper reds and definitely some golds that came out up in here. And it really allowed the detail to pop. At least I thought so. You see the dust lanes and the fingers and everything that kind of came with it. And I probably could have gotten a lot more detail had I just shot more subs. I probably could have shot 21 per panel, or even 30 or 35 or 40 per panel, but I was kind of impatient, and being my first mosaic, I just wanted to see how good I could do, and I thought it came out okay. I thought it came out pretty good, but certainly could have gotten a lot more detail. You can see just some faint detail that's in there, so I probably could have pulled in a lot more overall, but I'm okay with it. I think it looks good. I was especially happy with the color that came out on it, and definitely different, more different than just the standard red L-enhance figure that you get. So yeah, you can judge it on your own, but I like it, or at least my version of it. I liked it a lot better than what this was. So yeah, first light with the Celestron motor focuser, and I think it did really well. Had good round start. My guiding was okay. It wasn't great, but it was okay. And looks like I got good detail in there from the focus. So I think it did a pretty good job. So I'm working on a video tonight as I'm editing this video, doing a target shoot. I was trying to get another Sharpless object tonight, but the phone is damn near full, and I'm having to aim north, and I didn't want to keep doing the same thing over and over again. So I believe I'm working on the heart right now is what I've finally settled on, and maybe as the moon gets a little further west, I might even go after the Orion Nebula just to say I did it for this year. Because actually I haven't shot that in a while. So anyway, that's it. Hopefully I'll have some V-curve data recorded so you can actually see the V-curve in action. And we can go from there and see what we'll wind up coming up with. This, and I almost forgot about this one. This is the first version of the raw fits file after cropping and calibration. I got done getting rid of all this crap before I took it in and denoised it in PixInsight, and then brought it back in here for color adjustments. So there's the first of the files before I wound up denoising. So you can see it's a little noisy. It's not bad, but it's a little. But I think it did pretty good. So there you go. Guess what? Got a nice image. All right, clear skies.